everybody, welcome to DaveTV for the 7th of March. Well, 7th of March, 2016. Beautiful day. And a beautiful 67 degree weather. Got the camos on. Anyway, so what's the big news? Couple of big stories today. Monday, the 7th of March. We've been running rumors for weeks and months about Channel 50 starting up a 10 p.m. newscast. Now, we have one 10 p.m. newscast here in the Washington market, and that is Channel 5, Fox-owned. They've been running 10 o'clock news for decades. You know, back when they were a Metro Media station in the 60s, they were doing a 10 o'clock newscast. So now, we've been running rumors since about November or December here on DCRTV that Channel 50 wants to start one at 10 o'clock, a 10 o'clock newscast. And it makes sense because syndicated programming is expensive. You know, reruns of Seinfeld or Two and a Half Men or, you know, whatever, they're expensive. Game shows, whatever you run, I don't know, reality shows, court shows. That costs a lot of money and the price is only going up. So what stations like to do to cut costs is to do local news. You know, it's just a cheap way to kind of fill the time. It's not cheap, but it's cheaper than paying a lot of money for syndicated stuff. And you notice that in the mornings now, you know, 4 a.m., 4:30, the news starts and it just runs till noon on some of the stations. Anyway, so that's the deal. What's interesting about it is that the company that owns Channel 50 is Tribune, and they own a lot of stations all around the place. Okay, and they do 10 o'clock newses in a lot of markets. New York via WPIX, Philadelphia via WPHL, whatever. And so, what they're going to do here is they're not going, you know, sometimes what Tribune will do and what other companies will do is they'll make a deal with like a local TV station that already has an 11 o'clock news and farm out a 10 o'clock news or something like that. And I think 20 used to do that. I mean, 20 did that. 20 did that once, and I think 50 did that once way back when they were owned by somebody else. So the deal was, you know, hey, maybe Tribune will make a deal with Channel 9 or Channel 7 or somebody to do a specifically branded, it was Channel 50. Channel 50 did a deal with Channel 4, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago to do, I think, a 10 o'clock newscast or something. I remember that. And it was, you know, branded the Channel 50 News or whatever, but it was, you know, and you see that in a lot of places. Anyway, so what's going to happen here is that Tribune just recently bought a station down in Richmond, Virginia, Channel 6 WTVR. And they have a full newscast. You know, they're a CBS station, so they have the 5, 6, and 11 newscasts or whatever. So what they're going to do is utilize the anchor from that station, a woman. I can't recall her name because I have it back on the computer at home, and I'm out on the road. So anyway, they're going to get her to do this. It's going to be a half-hour newscast at 10 o'clock. And then they've hired a bunch of multimedia journalists and some other people, and I guess they have some studio facilities here in Washington. And so they're going to then be fed into this newscast down to the Richmond station, which is then going out on Channel 50's transmitter. So the newscast will be produced in Richmond via the facilities of WTVR, but they will have reporters and weather people and traffic people up here in DC. And this will all start in mid-April. The other rumors that we're hearing a lot of is Tribune is also dropping a lot of hints that it may be selling some of its stations. And there's always been something, you know, where in Washington, Tribune only has one station, Channel 50. You know, would somebody else like to have a duopoly here with Channel 50? Well, you know, theoretically, I guess you could. You know, although Channel 4 NBC, they could buy Channel 50 and flip it into a Spanish station with their Telemundo brand. NBC owns Telemundo, so they could do that. You know, I don't know, Fox already owns Channel 5, they already own Channel 20, so I can't imagine them being allowed to own 3 stations in the market. Sinclair, they already own News Channel 8 and 7. Bunch of Baltimore outlets. I don't know. Tegna, I hate that name. Tegna owns, that's formerly Gannett. Tegna owns Channel 9. They would be the most likely, I would think, to own the Tribune station here in Washington, Channel 50. And there have been a lot of rumors over the years that Gannett or Tegna or whoever the hell they're called right now would buy Channel 50, and then they could cross-purpose and run a 10 o'clock newscast that was produced by the glorious folks over there at WUSA. But apparently that's not in the works right now. So anyway, we're going to see how this goes. It's going to be a half-hour newscast, so they're going to still have to program the 10:30 to 11 o'clock slot, probably with a rerun of Seinfeld or something. And the other big news today is Danni Starr. Danni Starr was one of the co-hosts with Kane in the morning on Hot 99.5 iHeart Media Station. And there have been lots of rumblings. People have been emailing me for weeks. Is Danni gone? Is Danni gone? The show is they either have Kane without Danni there, or they'll have reruns or best ofs or whatever, and a lot of turmoil going on. So anyway, we did get confirmation that Danni is definitely gone from Kane's show. So Danni Starr, of Bridezilla fame, is gone. Now, people ask me what the hell's going on with Hot 99.5. I can't tell you for sure because they don't talk to me over there at iHeart. They're worse than the East German Stasi for their information type things. But anyway, my guess is, and here's what I'm thinking, iHeart Media is plagued with debt. Like most giant corporate radio media corporations today, iHeart Media has a ton of debt. So what they're probably doing is they're cutting the budget at all their local clusters, okay? And even though Hot 99.5 gets decent ratings, they're always up there in the top 5. Kane is one of the most listened to morning shows in the Washington market. It's probably going on that they're cutting the budget and they're offering, contract renewals, and they're either saying you get paid the same or a little less, or they're changing things around, and a lot of their talent is really pissed. Hey, we're getting really good ratings for you guys. We're a top 5 show every week, and what the hell are you doing, offering us the same or less money or whatever? I'm pretty sure something like that's going on. These corporate budget cutters, that's what they do. That's what they're doing because they got so much debt at iHeart, and they just, across the board, cut. Do we even need local shows anymore? Cut. So I think you're going to see that going on, and that's probably what's going on with Kane, why he's not working so much. He's probably having some sort of, hissy fit with the iHeart Media slobs and execs. And that's probably why Danny's gone. It's probably a budget cut kind of thing. And that's what you're seeing. It's going to be interesting because iHeart also owns DC101 in Washington, and the difference between DC101 and Hot 99.5 is that at least DC101 gets decent ratings. Or excuse me, at least Hot 99.5 gets decent ratings. They're in the top 5. DC101 lately has been really hitting the skids. They're down to 17th, 18th place, 16th place. And it's going to be real interesting to see what goes on there with Elliot in the morning. I don't know what his contract is, when his contract is up for renewal, but hey, it's going to be fun. Oh, look at that! Isn't that beautiful? Absolutely beautiful day today, huh? Got the camos on. Alright folks, don't forget to hit the like button there on this video, okay? If you're on YouTube or you're watching this on YouTube, hit the like button, okay? Just do it right now, right there. Go down there and click it. Because for some reason, if the more likes a video gets, the more YouTube will distribute it. What I'm trying to make, I'm making about $3 or $4 a video now. I'm trying to get that up to 6 or 7, so click on the like button, okay? A little likey thing. Anyway, I'm sorry I'm huffing and puffing, but there's a hill there, okay? I'm not having a heart attack. Oh, I don't have well, anyway, bringing back the best worst feature. We always run best worst at the end of the year. We'll do a best worst of the year 2014, 2015, whatever, and you all sound off on what you think the best and worst in local media was during the past year. Well, I noticed that's a very popular feature, so I'm going to start doing a best worst, a couple of them during the year, and we're going to pick specific targets. The first one is going to be WTOP. Okay, we're going to pick big targets. I don't want to do obscure little things. We're going to do major stations, and WTOP is the big kahuna. They get glorious ratings. They are very successful, one of the top billing stations in the whole country. So, from now through the early April, get out your poison pens and send me some of your likes and dislikes. And, you know, if you like them, that's fine. Tell me what you like. There's a lot of good things to write about TOP. And there's some other things. We want to see how this goes. And I think they're, you know, one of the most important stations in the market, and they're certainly one of the most listened to, and we're going to do them. So that's the first one. I've got some more best worsts coming up later this year. I might do the Washington Post. We might do a Baltimore station like BAL. MAL, of course, is always a potential candidate. You know, I don't know. We'll figure something out. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. So there you go. People say to me, Dave, why do you pick on the Washington Post so much? You know, I don't know. I just like to. It's kind of like a third-rate paper that thinks it's first-rate. It's just funny, you know, Jeffrey Bezos, owner of Amazon, owns the Post now. And it's just funny how they have House of Cards, which has debuted the third season or fourth season there, or one of those, latest season there on Netflix, and there's been very little coverage of it in the Post over the weekend, and I'm kind of thinking, why is that? Well, you know, Netflix does compete with Amazon. Maybe they just kind of said, let's just downplay it. You know, it's a big show in Washington because it's all about Washington and it's set here, but let's just downplay it. We just won't mention much about it. They did have Emily Yard do a little, you know, poison pen piece about it the other day, but I'm still waiting for old Hank to write about it. Who knows? All right, folks, that's Dave TV for the 7th of March, 2016. I'm still saying 15, and we're already in the third month of the year. I don't know, I'm insane. 2016. Thanks for watching Dave TV. Don't forget to like the site, or don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to help support DCRTV. Every little bit counts. We're a totally independent site. And the reason we've been here almost 19 years, we'll be hitting our 19th anniversary, can you believe it, in September. So help support the site, a couple of bucks, make it 39 bucks and get a year of magnificently fulfilling DCRTV Plus with a whole lot of cool memories. All right, folks, thanks for watching. Oh, tip of the camo cap. I'm kind of doing some catch-up work today. Tip of the camo cap to Don Richards. Don was he was a TV anchor back in the 50s on Channel 9 and did a lot of commercials. He went in from the TV news business into commercials and was very successful, and, you know, he passed away last week, and I met Don at a couple of local broadcasting events, and a hell of a nice guy. I really like Don. They used to have this thing called the Washington Quarter Century Broadcasters Dinner, and he was always there, and he would be friendly and chat with you, and he loved to do like radio drama. They would do little skits and stuff at these events, and Don was a Don was a cool guy, a cool cat, and passed away. I think he was 88, lived in Front Royal. I emailed him a number of times, and he was always very nice to me. He made some donations to DCRTV. I really like Don. So, Don, tip of the camo cap to you, guy. Good guy. Really cool. Worked for the USIA for a while. Lots of commercials. He was the voice of a local car dealership for many years. Really cool guy, Don Richards. We will miss him. And again, it's like a whole type of person. You don't see broadcasters like that anymore. So, Don Richards. All right, folks. Thanks for watching. Adios.